God message for you today. God left him to try him, that he might know all that was in his heart. To Chronicles 32-31. In order to bring out and make manifest Hezekiah's character, the searcher of hearts, God left Hezekiah to himself, that by this trial and his weakness in it, what was in Hezekiah's heart might be known, that he was not so perfect in grace as he thought he was. God left Hezekiah to himself and his own impotency and corruption. God withdrew from him those supplies and assistances of his Spirit which would certainly and effectually have kept Hezekiah from sin and Satan. God left Hezekiah so that he might know that he had infirmities and sins as well as virtues, and therefore that the great mercies which he had received were not the effects of his own merits, as he might be prone to believe, but of God's free grace. Here we see the reason why the faithful are tempted, which is to determine whether they have faith or not, and that they may feel the presence of God, who does not allow them to be overcome by temptations, but in their weakness administers strength. Many times we don't know what sins and corruption lurks in our own hearts, and these sins and corruptions come out in the open when God withdraws from us. Like Hezekiah, God sometimes withdraws from his men in order to try their faith, to expose their sins, and to show them the corrupt nature of their hearts. For no man can refrain from sinning by his own strength, but it is God who keeps men from sins and from Satan. It is good for us to know ourselves and our own weakness and sinfulness, that we may not be conceited or self-confident, but may always live in dependence upon divine grace. We know not the corruption of our own hearts, nor what we shall do if God leaves us to ourselves. Hezekiah's sin was that his heart was lifted up. Men need to study their own infirmities and follies and their obligations to free grace, that they may never think highly of themselves, but beg earnestly of God that he will always keep them humble. Hezekiah made a bad return to God for his favors by making even those favors the food and fuel of his pride. Let us shun the occasions of sin. Let us avoid the company, the amusements, the books, yea, the very sights that may administer to sin. Let us commit ourselves continually to God's care and protection, and beg of him never to leave us nor forsake us. Dear child of God, please share this message with your loved one. God bless you.